Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Andrea, and I'm hoping that everyone is having an amazing weekend thus far. And yeah, let's jump right into it. So, I would like to discuss with you all today, give you a little insight into, my past experiences. That led me to this point with sexual abuse as a child, and just sort of give you a little history so that we can set a basis for where I'm going with this channel, because a lot of my topics will stem from the effects of childhood abuse. And so let's get into it. So a little history. I would say that I was probably around the age of 4 is the earliest that I can remember my first time being sexually molested. And it was by the hands of a family member, someone whom, as a child, you're supposed to feel safe with, and apparently that is just, unfortunately, not the case. And so therefore, I was around 4 years of age. And I remember feeling extremely confused as to why, such and such would make me hurt like that. It was painful. I felt pain, when I would urinate. And so therefore, I wanted to know why, such and such would hurt me in that way. Even though at the time, me being so young, I did not know what was occurring to me was wrong. I can't say that I definitely didn't enjoy it, but at the same time, I didn't know it was wrong. I was an innocent child. So when I presented my concerns to my mother, it was in the sense of, hey, why is such and such making me hurt down there, and yeah, I sort of presented it in that way to my mom, and from there, I would say all hell broke loose. Please excuse my grandson. I don't think he's gonna let me be great today, but we're gonna try to get through this video. Yeah, so I think he may come say hello. Did you want to say hi? Did you want to say hi? Come say hello. Come here. Come on. Hurry up. Come sit with me. Say hello.
Hello.
Say how are you?
I'm you.
All right. Are you gonna let me be great?
Uh-huh.
You are. I love you.
I love you.
I love you too, baby. Go watch your show. Go watch your show, okay?
Okay.
All right. I'll see you later.
Hello.
Can you let go of my arm? Thank you. Thank you. All right. So anyways. So that was the first occasion that I can remember. Go ahead in the room. Go ahead. And I don't really know the timeline as far as in when the next occurrence happened. This kid is really trying not to let me be great today. Go in the room. Go in the room. Be careful. But I remember the second person, should I say, was not a family member. But it was a neighbor down the street. And I believe that his wife was supposed to be babysitting me and my sister and my cousin, because I remember him taking turns, taking each one of us into a room. I don't remember details of what occurred in the room. I just know that they were definitely inappropriate things that he was doing to each one of us. And then after that, something very tragic happened to my mother. And thank God she's still with us today. But she was assaulted by who was supposed to be one of her good friends at the time. And he cut her up pretty badly. And I remember my mother being gone for a very long time. And, you know, we went on with normal life. And I remember coming home from school one day and seeing my mother laying in the bed. Now, as a child, when I think back, I just remember very detailed black lines just being all over her. And, you know, now that I'm an adult, I know that those were either staples or stitches or whatnot. But she was very protective in not letting us know what had happened to her. And I appreciate that, because I didn't realize what had happened and the extent, and that Mom was really hurt until I became an adult. And so that's something that, you know, she kind of protected us from, and did a pretty good job at it as well. And so moving forward, because of that incident, we ended up relocating to Pennsylvania. And in Pennsylvania, we had another family member that came to live with us. And he would creep into our bedrooms, me and my sister's bedroom at nighttime. Excuse me, you guys. And here we go with the pain again. I remember going to the restroom, and it would be very painful when I would urinate. And by this point, I'm a little older. I would say I'm probably 7-ish, maybe. I don't think I was quite 8, but I was definitely 7. And it almost had become a norm in my mind unknowingly. And to the point, and why I say that is because I don't think I ever told my mom. I don't remember telling her. And I don't think my sister did either. And so therefore, you know, being a child, you know, things that occur to you, if you don't know and you don't have these conversations with your children to tell them that these things are wrong, and I'm not putting any blame on my mother, but I was not aware. By then, this is the third, fourth person. You know, I left one person out in Florida still, but this is, okay, so now this is the fourth person, you know, so this has become a norm for me. And even though I did not enjoy it, it was a norm unknowingly. And so I didn't tell Mom. I didn't tell her. I just remember him being the worst as far as the molesters, because, you know, when he would come into our rooms, he would whisper in our ears, you know. I remember enjoying The Never-Ending Story, a movie. And if you're around my age, you're familiar with The Never-Ending Story. And now I cannot stand to watch that movie, because that was a movie that he used sort of as a manipulation tactic to get us to come watch a movie with him. He knew we enjoyed that movie. And, you know, he would have my sister on one side and have me on the other, and then just having his way with us. And so eventually he moved on and we relocated. We were still in the same town. And I just remember multiple men. I don't know if I sort of maybe had a spirit that attracted these sort of spirits, but my God, I can't even count. I have been molested by more men than I have fingers on my hand. And I've been raped twice in my lifetime. And so I say all of this to say that these things that occurred to me truly have been a huge part in my life. You know, growing up, you know, when I remember my teenage years, you know, I went through, like I said, I was raped twice. And I got to a point where I shut these things completely out of my mind. They weren't a thought. They didn't affect me. At least I thought they didn't affect me. I didn't even think about them. Like once the molestations stopped and everything, I never thought about it again until I had my own children. And by then I had 3 children, and I believe I was 21 years of age. And it just hit me one day. It literally hit me out of nowhere. I mean, I was very successful. I left home at the age of 14 or 15. By the age of 16, I had my own home. By the age of 19, I had an associate's degree. You know, so I wasn't like this young person that was just in the streets, you know, doing whatever, you know, wilding out, whatever. I was very focused, driven, determined to give my children the best life that I could give them. And I definitely owe those attributes to my mother. Her being so young. My mother, by the age of 14, she had 2 children already. And she was an amazing mother. Sorry, just a moment. Once again, he doesn't want me to be great. Although he really does. He's my biggest fan, trust me. I need you to go in the room. I'm almost finished and then we're going to go, okay? All right, thank you. And so, I love that kid, you guys. He's been with me going on 3 years now. And he is truly a blessing. All of my grandchildren are blessings. But me and him, we have a bond that I don't think anyone will be able to penetrate. Okay, so back to where I was at. 21. Age of 21. No older than 22. It all hit me at once. And it actually, the trauma was so intense. It was so scary. It was so boom, right there in my face, until I literally had a nervous breakdown. Literally. I ended up being in the hospital for about 2 weeks. My mind froze in a state of shock. Because I think I realized that, hey, these things happen to me. Hey, these things can happen to your children. And that was too much for my mind to comprehend, my mind to even fathom, you know. And so that became the beginning of many years of torment, of just torment. I can't explain it in any other way. And I'm 44 years of age now, and when I look at my abusers, not all of them, because most of them I don't even know, wouldn't even know as an adult, but they live a happy life for the most part, at least on the outside they do. They don't seem to be affected in their daily living, you know. I may have received some excuse my language, half-ass apologies, but they weren't heartfelt. I know this now, and that's fine. You know, we all are going to have to stand before the Creator one day, and we're going to all be held accountable for our actions. But my thing is, I want to talk about these things. I want to talk with you guys and discuss with you guys how my daily life is living with this trauma, you know, how it affects my children, how it affects my relationships, friends, intimate relationships. You know, it has affected every aspect of my life because my way of thinking has been affected. It's extremely hard for me to trust anyone. You know, there was a point in time where I sheltered my children. I held on to them so tight until I realized that it was affecting them socially. You know, I just wanted to protect them. And, you know, I don't sit here wanting a pity party. I just want to talk about it. I want to tell you strategies that I use that help me in a daily living, because I've accepted the fact that this is what I'm going to have to live with for the rest of my life. And so therefore I need to learn how to move on. I know that I can't change what has happened, but I want to choose to not allow it to dictate anything else in my life. What happened to me does not define who I am. It doesn't define me. I deserve to be loved. I deserve to look in the mirror and feel worthy. I deserve to be happy, like truly happy. You know, I'm a happy person, but I just live with this constant thought of, you know, I'm a woman. I didn't get to choose who I gave my virginity to. I didn't get that choice. It was taken from me. I didn't get to choose that. I wanted to save myself for marriage. That's what I wanted to do. As a little girl, I always had big dreams. I always tried to do the right thing, tried to live the right way. I've always loved our Creator, the Most High. You know, and so therefore, when I think about not having that choice and it being taken from me, that's something I could never get back. You know, it's something I can never get back. That's been taken from me. And then people have the nerve to think that we can't talk about these things. Well, guess what? We're going to talk about it on my channel, and we're going to begin to heal. If you have been through abuse, any sort of abuse, because I've been through mental abuse. I've been through more than just sexual, but the sexual is what has affected my life the most. And I feel like by building a community, a family, I want to build a platform to where anyone, I don't care if you're a man or woman, because there are just as many women abusers as there are men. I want you to feel comfortable with coming on here, leaving a comment, whatever, and let's talk about it. Because there, you know, different people have different ways of dealing with things. I may use certain ways of dealing with things that you may not use, but it may help you. You know, two minds are always better than one. And yeah, so I feel as though I have shared a little bit of sort of laid a foundation for what has occurred to me. I left out a lot of details, but we have 24 hours in a day, and I plan on speaking with you guys more and more. Please feel free to leave a comment. If you have questions, leave a question. If you would like to email me directly, please don't hesitate. My email should be in the description box. If you cannot find it, leave a comment and I will give you my email. Well, it is honestly Andrea@gmail.com. And also leave questions. Questions will give me ideas of different topics. So leave questions, and please make sure you hit that notification bell, you like the video, and that you subscribe. Okay. As you guys can see today, I shed some tears. I am a crier, and I believe in crying. Crying is a source. It's like if you shake up a soda bottle and you release that cap, it's going to release the pressure. And so I've always felt comfortable crying. It is what it is. Some people look at it as a weakness. I've never looked at crying as a weakness. I look at crying as a weakness if you are using it to be manipulative. But I say that to say that you guys will probably see me cry more than once. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. Once again, I want you guys to know that I'm not looking for sympathy here. I am happy. But we all are human. We all are human, and we all have pain. You know, we all need help. You know, some people are just scared to ask for help. And I'm just not that person. You know, we're going to talk about how one time I tried therapy. We're going to talk about a lot of different things. So I am going to end the video on that note. I appreciate all the support I'm receiving already. I appreciate you guys coming and listening to me. And I look forward to, you know, great things coming from this venture. With that being said, I hope everyone has a blessed day. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Shalom.